Hi, George. Today I wanted to have a chat to you about Lego and how important it's been in your life. But firstly, I wonder if you could just say a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Okay, well, my name is George Brightman. I'm 21 years old. I've been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. Um, and like you said, I have a huge interest in Lego, also like films and video games. Currently, I'm a production and distribution assistant for the Play Doctors. So I've been been doing it for over a year now, and basically been helping sort of with making products and doing administration tasks, and basically just helping the Play Doctors business.
Excellent, thank you. And as this is a Play Doctors video, you can see the connection there. Okay, so George, Lego. When were you introduced to Lego?
I believe my parents introduced me to Lego when I was 5 years old. I think I remember it was like a Lego city set. It had like a fire station, a police station, a garage, a few road plates, and a few minifigures. It was just a new sort of like, I think they wanted to sort of try something to sort of to help me to, to learn sort of like, just sort of to have a new toy to play with pretty much, but also to help me sort of understand and to grow pretty much.
Okay, and this understanding and this growing, how do you feel that Lego has actually supported you as a, not just necessarily as a person on the autism spectrum, but actually as a person in yourself? What have you got out of Lego? What has it done for you?
Lego, I guess, helped with, I guess, structure, because a lot of Lego sets have instructions, and sort of when you even if you're just sort of building a simple set, you're sort of following a structure, you're just sort of following a procedure, which that in itself is sort of an important thing, sort of like for children sort of growing up. But I guess it also sort of helped with creativity as well, because yes, you can sort of build stuff with the instructions, but because Lego's so versatile, because of sort of slotting pieces and connecting on them, but also breaking them apart, you can literally sort of build anything really.
Yeah. So it gave you both structure, sequence, order, and do you think that any of that learning was then transferable into other aspects of your life, to be able to think about things from the point of view of building upwards, that you've got to start with one task and then do another and another and another that's going to eventually build into something?
Yeah, I'd want to say Lego. I don't know if it was the first sort of time I was taught maybe instruction, but I can definitely imagine it was probably the clearest sort of like example of that really. So yeah, I'd imagine probably like you said, it's sort of just slots, one piece to another piece, sort of just one task to another task. So
build in sequence. There's a book that has recently been published, which is actually talking about how Lego supports individuals to learn. And one of the things I'm interested in there is actually doing things in sequence, like you're saying, building one task on another task on another task. So one thing that I remember you telling me about was the fact that Lego have got bricks with letters on, so that you can create words.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's what I thought of was sort of, there were like tile pieces with I guess an example that they'd be the ones I'm thinking of don't have studs on, but they would have like words like printed onto them.
Right.
But of course, if you have enough Lego bricks, you can sort of build your own sort of like letters. Again, really, how versatile it is, really. So, I mean, Lego, I guess one of the things that helped is that it's a very visual way of sort of communicating, not just sort of again explaining the words, but sometimes just sort of just building what you feel. Sort of, it's like I guess you could use it as an interesting way sort of communication, really.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and one of the things I like about Lego is the fact that it's got so many different colours as well. And from our perspective at the Play Doctors, when we do lots of work with emotions, I think that you could use Lego with a child or a young person to be able to help them display their emotions. So if they're feeling unhappy, they could show you a red Lego brick, or if they're feeling happy, it could be like a green Lego brick. But I know that we've had a conversation in the past about kind of like Lego and emotions, and you were telling me about the faces. The faces of the characters have different emotions.
Yeah, so for the longest time, like minifigures, they would have like, well, actually, sort of a better example is that like this fire engine, the minifigures used to sort of just have this one basic sort of expression. That's what they sort of used to be. Nowadays, there's like, not only have they gone more detailed, but they can now sort of have like different expressions, so you can just sort of twist it and. Can be happy to sad, scared to angry. It's kind of become sort of like a new standard, pretty much, like for the minifigures.
Yeah. I think that's really good. And how do you think that Lego support disabilities? Do you think that they are particularly good in being able to promote inclusion and the acceptance of disabilities? I know that you have a Lego piece here that's actually a wheelchair user.
Yes, I was going to say another sort of like, this was a recent sort of, again, another recent minifigure, but they did add this wheelchair user. Again, it's sort of the wheelchair, sort of like it's its own sort of piece. You have that and the wheels. But yeah, I think that's probably kind of a sort of a pretty big deal. I know it sort of got appeared in the news, and there was a lot of sort of positive feedback for that. So I think it's I think Lego sort of is kind of aware of that. I think it's growing more, like I said, the sort of the expressions, and basically they're trying to sort of, I guess, include sort of lots of sort of different people. In fact, I don't have it with me, but there is a minifigure in the collectible series that it uses like crutches and sort of I think sort of has like bandages and sort of on them, but I'm pretty sure crutch pieces exist. So I think Lego's growing more and more diverse, really. Sort of.
Tell me how you've used Lego. What have you done with Lego personally? I know that you have shown us photographs, and that there's going to be some on our website that actually illustrates some of the building that you've done. But how else have you used it personally? What have you done?
When I was younger, I think there would be some sets I would sort of keep, but I think I was. Like I said, I was constantly sort of like rebuilding sort of to make different sorts of models and things. Like I saw from that first Lego set sort of and onwards, I sort of just had lots of sort of bricks. In fact, that's kind of why I kind of, have a whole load of sort of bricks sort of here, just because they were from like some of the old sets though. So yeah, I was sort of just making some stuff. I guess as I grew older though, I sort of did kind of become a little bit more sort of, I don't know, just sort of wanted to sort of keep sort of like the set sort of intact, really, kind of turned into sort of a collectible. But I
think one of the things that was in my mind when I was asking that question was actually about some of the videos that you've shown us.
Yes. Yeah, well, that was sort of the animations. Yeah, was sort of the key thing, because throughout in the internet, there's things called brick films, which fans sort of call, which are basically sort of stop motion animation with Lego minifigures and Lego pieces. Pretty popular. There's like a big community sort of out there of those that sort of make animations. And yeah, I was about 2006, 2007 when I was sort of new to YouTube. I was amazed sort of seeing sort of those animations, so I was inspired to sort of do my own, really. And it was kind of a hobby for a time, really.
So what did you think that you learned through animations? Do you think that there's an opportunity within those animations to be able to get some key messages across? Do you think that Lego could be used through the animations as a learning tool to be able to, I don't know, say, for instance, help people on the autism spectrum to understand appropriate social skills?
Yeah, I think stop motion animation is sort of a good way, and I think again it's because of the popularity sort of Lego, it is sort of a good way to sort of show the fact that Lego is sort of already a good visual message, and you combine that with the stop motion animation, it kind of exaggerates sort of like that. I think it just sort of helps sort of pass on messages, really. And I think it is a good way for people on the autism spectrum, because especially for those who already have had history and are so used to sort of like the toy. It's just sort of a good way.
Lego.
It's just a good way to sort of
Yeah.
expand on that.
I think it's a really good opportunity perhaps to be able to think about creating some social stories for children through stop motion animation, especially using the faces and being able to display different Lego pieces. I just hold this one back up to the camera because I like it so much. I just think that it's a really great. They're so intricate, these pieces. There's so much to them, and you can create lots of different movement with them as well. There is links on our website to a lot of George's work that he's actually done with stop motion animation. So please do have a look at that. You're very welcome. Right, well, George, thank you so much. I think that that's a really good feature on thinking about Lego. Is there anything else that you can think of that you wanted to mention or wanted to say?
No, it's just Lego is just a fun sort of. I'm happy sort of I spent whatever time, like about a decade and a half, sort of like into sort of Lego. It's just it's honestly sort of amazing, sort of like because as growing up, I think Lego sort of really. I feel like it's kind of grown bigger and bigger since I sort of started. Especially recently, they've kind of gone, big with like making sort of games about it. There's been a feature-length film sort of, that's been successful. Yeah. And it's not just sort of like Lego sort of original stuff anymore. They do like, they have like Lego stuff based on different sorts of like licenses now. But like, of course, there's Star Wars, there's Disney, there's, it really feels like Lego sort of, the sky's the limit, I guess, really sort of with Lego. So I'm interested in seeing where they can go from here, really.
I know you said when I asked you the other day, if you had anything that you could have in the world as a birthday present, what would you like? And you said...
I said there was a Disney World castle, sort of with funny sort of having a Mickey there. But yeah, that's just got recently released, so I kind of want that. It's a big set, but I goes to show sort of how much I'm into this. So.
Good. Well, that's perfect. Thank you so much. So if you were to round up with a few single words to say what you feel that Lego has been able to do for you within your life, then what kind of things might you come up with? How do you think that Lego has helped you in your life?
I think Lego, I mentioned earlier, helped with structure, helped with creativity, and I'd say it also helps with sort of socialization, because again you've got sort of like you've got Lego sort of like giving you sort of messages, but it can also help with people who also sort of like Lego. There's really like a sort of I feel like sort of combining, honestly, sort of like if done right, I feel like getting people together is as simple as putting like bricks together, pretty much. It's
that's amazing.
And if it goes well, as for me, sort of it can not be hard to kind of break apart. So it's sort of
it's a common denominator. It's a common interest that can lead to different friendships as well. Well, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, George, and we'll look forward to seeing this clip on YouTube.